Hey friends, welcome back to this video series of Be Amazing. And I'm recording this in the car today, although you notice that I'm not driving because that may or may not be illegal. But even if it weren't illegal, there are people that get nervous if they know that I'm recording video while I'm driving. So I try not to do that any more than is absolutely necessary. Right, absolutely necessary. That's funny how we define that sometimes. But I want to talk real quickly about something today that I actually have talked about before in one of my podcast episodes a number of months ago, and that is I got a term from Dan Miller, who wrote the book 48 Days to the Work You Love, and I believe his podcast is the 48 Days online radio show or something like that. You can find it in whatever podcast app you may use if you listen to podcasts. But he used a term, and the term he used was auto university. And his point was that a lot of us spend a lot of time in the car, whether it's just our commute from our house to work, or whether our work actually involves a lot of driving, as mine does. And making the best use of that, as a friend told me yesterday, windshield time, but to use it to learn something. So rather than just tooling along, listen to music or listen to talk radio and kind of letting your mind idle, although that's not necessarily a bad thing to do once in a while, but to be intentional about how you use the amount of time that you spend in the car so that you're doing some things that are actually helping you to grow and learn. So for me, I've almost always, if I'm in the car by myself, obviously if someone's with me, I try to carry on conversations and, pretend that I'm interested. But I'm almost always listening either to podcasts or to audio books. And I listen to a wide variety of things. Some of them have very little connection to what I do for a living, but I want to learn about different things. And so I listen to a lot of things on business and entrepreneurial things, on connecting and various other things. I sometimes listen to an audiobook. I just listen to fiction because I think sometimes listening to or reading fiction is good because it expands your mind and your creativity as you're getting involved in a story. And some of the greatest things we do, even in business and in church and all the other things we do, it's about story and learning how to tell a story. And sometimes listening to fiction once in a while can help us to help us with our storytelling. But I would really encourage you to consider how you might best use the time that you spend in the car to help you learn some things. There are a number of podcasts that I listen to. I am kind of in a cycle right now where I'm listening to more audio books, and there are three primary apps on my smartphone that I use to listen to audiobooks, and there are Audible, which is an Amazon company, audiobooks.com, and Christian Audio. Great resources, and helps me to make the best use of my drive time. I'm actually listening to a book right now written by Kip Tindell, Tindell, who is the CEO and chairman of The Container Store. The book is about the story of The Container Store, which I'm not all that interested in, the retail part of that, but what I am interested in, what I have learned, is how they really focus on the culture of the Container Store and helping their employees to really embrace the values of the Container Store. And one of the things that he said that I thought was worth mentioning today is that intuition doesn't come to an unprepared mind. He encourages his employees to use their intuition and not just simply go by a strict guidebook or anything like that as they operate the store. But in the first year of employment, employees of the Container Store receive over 300 hours of training to get completely immersed in the culture and values of the Container Store. There's some good stuff to help people understand that then when they use their intuition, it is informed intuition. So I thought that was a great lesson and worth sharing. Thanks for listening today or watching. And that's all that I want to do, because I want to always try to keep these pretty short. And you can find tons of stuff of the other things that I do and things that I've written, and even podcast episodes at drjerrylewis.com. I'd also encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get all these videos and the other things that I'll be doing that I'm kind of excited about, getting into a new area. So until next time, go and be amazing.